Hey everyone, welcome back to another Black Ops 6 Zombies video. In today's video, we are going to be checking out the Box Addict Dark Ops Challenge here within Black Ops 6 Zombies. This is arguably one of the hardest challenges to get. It's just more so tedious and just like mind-numbing compared to anything, as well as obviously like an element of luck that comes into play here. But this Dark Ops challenge is pretty frustrating because in order to get it, it says you have to buy every weapon from the mystery box in a single match. So it doesn't sound too hard, okay? Yeah, I'll just spin the mystery box until I get every weapon, yada yada yada. Easy, right? Well, in practice it's a lot more difficult than that, and it ends up usually taking over an hour, at least in my experience. In my experience, it took me almost about 2 hours of just consistently hitting the mystery box, and even then it took me, almost 2 hours, and I was waiting on one single weapon before I finally got the challenge. So when it says buy every weapon from the mystery box in a single game, it literally means in a single game. So this means that you cannot save and quit. You can, but your progress gets reset. So you can, save and quit or whatever, but in the saved match that you're doing, you have to do it all in one setting. So you can sit, you can pause, but you cannot save and quit. So, it's not like you can, get 20 guns out of the mystery box and then hurry and save and quit, come back, tomorrow, and then get the last couple of guns, stuff like that. Nope. It will require you to get all of them all over again. Every time you save and quit, it restarts your progress towards this challenge. So that's first and foremost frustrating. I tried doing this challenge about a month and a half ago, and that was probably my biggest problem, is because every time I'd hop on and I would join in on the save, I'd go over and I'd spend probably 30-40 minutes in the mystery box, and at some point I was like, dude, why is this not happening? I swear I've gotten every single gun in the game. How is it not happening? But it's because every time I would save and quit, it would restart my progress. So make sure you do it all in one sitting. Next up is that you also have to get all of the score streaks in the mystery box. So there's 4 score streaks. You're going to need to get the Chopper Gunner, the Mutant Injection, Hellstorm, and RCXD. So you need to get those 4 score streaks. Even though the challenge says buy every weapon, these score streaks still count as weapons apparently. And then for the weapons themselves, you need to get the 33 standard weapons available in the mystery box. So these are just the base weapons, not the DLC ones or anything like that. You just need the base weapons. And then of course you also need the 2 wonder weapons, which are specific to the map that you are playing on. So like if you're playing on Liberty Falls, you're going to need to get the ray gun and the jet gun. So my tips for this challenge and the way I got this was by playing on Liberty Falls. I think Liberty Falls is the easiest map to do this on, just because it's the smallest one, and when the mystery box says move, it's easy enough to just quickly run over to the new location. Whereas if you're playing on a bigger map like Citadel de Moore, or if you're playing on Terminus, sometimes you'll have to run super far away in order to go find the new mystery box location. So it's a lot easiest just to do this on Liberty Falls. Liberty Falls is pretty small. And the next thing is to do it on directed mode. If you play it on standard mode, I'm afraid that you'd probably end up getting to like round 50 or more in order to actually do this. But the nice thing about directed mode is the rounds don't advance once you reach a certain, step of the Easter egg. The rounds will stay locked at a certain point. So, in my game here, every single round was locked at this round. And so it meant that, I would just keep facing the same amount of zombies each time. They always had the same amount of health. It never got any harder. But of course I could still get kills and get points for this, which made it so much easier, because then, you could constantly hit up the mystery box. And I ended up just playing on my directed mode save for probably a day or 2 or something like that, for loads of hours, and I accrued a ton of points, which then I, one day decided to go for this challenge. And so I spent all the points, and I still didn't get every weapon from the mystery box. Spent all my points that I had saved up, and at that point I was dedicated to trying to get this challenge. So what I ended up doing is I ended up constantly killing the zombies in the round and hitting up the mystery box as I was killing the zombies, because I needed points. I barely had any points. Every time I'd get 950 points, I'd go over and hit up the mystery box because I wanted to speed this process up. So make sure, 1, you play on directed mode, and 2, I would say play on Liberty Falls. Next up, probably one of the biggest, most important tips here is that you are going to need to get both wonder weapons. Now, I've seen a lot of people being frustrated about this because, they're playing on Liberty Falls, they're constantly hitting the mystery box, and they're like, man, I keep getting the ray gun, but I haven't gotten the jet gun yet, and I just cannot seem to get the jet gun for the life of me in the mystery box. Now, the reason for that is most likely because you have not built the jet gun in directed mode. In directed mode, you need to build the jet gun first. You cannot get the jet gun out of the mystery box until you build it in directed mode. So if you're playing directed mode, go through all the steps. The game literally guides you all the way through it. Build the jet gun, pick up the jet gun off of its crafting station, and then drop it. So go over and swap it for any weapon, or a weapon out of the mystery box, weapon off the wall, whatever. Drop the jet gun. Eventually the jet gun will despawn, and once it does, that means you can now pick it up out of the mystery box. So you want to pick up the jet gun, get rid of the jet gun, and then get it from the mystery box once again. So that is why a lot of people were having trouble waiting for the jet gun. They're getting the ray gun a bunch of times, getting every other weapon, all the score streaks and stuff. They just can't seem to get the jet gun. Well, it's because they never crafted it. So make sure that you craft it and drop it. Even just crafting it doesn't count. You have to craft it, drop it, and pick it up out of the mystery box. So you need to do that for both wonder weapons, all 33 standard weapons, and the 4 score streaks in order to get this challenge. Now, some people have said that the melee weapons are excluded from this challenge. I cannot verify that myself because I ended up waiting on a different weapon. I ended up waiting on the Sigma launcher in order to get this challenge. So in my experience, I got the baseball bat, I got the knife, I got all these weapons constantly out of the box. So at that point, it didn't really matter to me. But just keep this in mind that possibly the melee weapons don't have to be acquired. But it is good, because you can get a higher rarity than you usually have. But then another interesting thing to note too is that you also may want to swap out whatever weapon you started out in the match with. So like, let's say you started out with a pistol, maybe you want to swap out that pistol until you get that pistol out of the mystery box again. That's what I did. I ended up swapping out my melee weapon and my starting weapon as well. That way I could get them both from the box again, and I wouldn't have to worry about that. I believe you still can get the same weapon that you're holding from the mystery box. It might just be like a different rarity, but your mileage may vary. I would just say, just to be safe, drop whatever starting weapon you have and make sure that you get it out of the mystery box once again. And now one more tip for you guys to go for this challenge is that what I would recommend is getting the augment for Speed Cola, getting the Speedy Roulette augment and equipping it. This would have made my match so much faster, just because for this augment, it says that the mystery box settles much faster. So this would be so nice to have. That way you're not constantly waiting around on the mystery box, because in my game, that's what half the problem was. I would spin it, 4, 5, 6 times, and then the mystery box would move to a new location. And so I just spent so much time waiting on the mystery box that they all could have been solved with this augment, and it just speeds up this process. It doesn't give you exclusive weapons or anything like that. It just means that the mystery box settles much faster, which is so nice. Which, you can also, another tip, you don't have to wait for all the weapons. So just, you open the mystery box and it spins and it gives you a weapon. You don't have to wait for that weapon to go away and for the box to close. I would say just pick up all the weapons. Hit up the mystery box, pick up the weapon. Hit up the mystery box, pick up that weapon. Literally just pick them all up, and as soon as you pick one up, it'll drop the one you just had on the floor, and just keep doing that. Eventually they'll all just despawn over time, but just keep doing that. Don't waste your time waiting for the box to close again and for the weapon to go away. Just keep picking up the weapons. And yeah, this is not one that you're going to want to do on a match where you're trying to go for camos, or if anything, just keep one weapon you're going for camos, and then keep replacing your secondary weapon with all the ones in the mystery box in order to speed this up. But like I said, mine ended up taking me about an hour and 45 minutes in order to do, and like I said, I was only waiting around for one final weapon. It was the Sigma launcher, and it was so annoying because I knew that was the only weapon I had not gotten yet, and it just would not come. I ended up getting the jet gun a bunch of times, but for some reason I could not get that launcher. I ended up getting the other launcher quite a few times, but it took me so long until here is when I finally got the Sigma launcher, and it of course popped the Dark Ops challenge for me, and I was so grateful to get it. But yeah, that is my tips for how to get the Box Addict Dark Ops challenge here within Black Ops 6 Zombies. Hope this video has helped you guys out. If it did, give you a thumbs up and get subscribed to the channel for more Black Ops 6 videos. Also, let me know in the comments down below if you guys have any additional tips or suggestions or anything like that about this challenge. What do you guys think about this? Have you guys gotten it yourselves? This is something that I feel like, you just have to dedicate time to, I don't feel like it's one of those things that you really just do on accident. Some Dark Ops challenges are, but this is one I feel like you always just have to dedicate time to. And if anything, you almost have to put together a list a little checklist where you can check off each weapon you've picked up out of the mystery box. That way you know exactly which ones you're looking for. But also, you know, in my opinion, just pick up everything out of the mystery box and then you don't have to wait for a checklist. You don't have to check anything off. You literally just, I'm always picking stuff up, and then eventually it will pop, because over time, you know, with enough odds and enough hits in the mystery box, you will acquire every item within the mystery box. Granted that you did drop the jet gun, you've crafted it, and you dropped it. Otherwise, there's no possible way for you to get the jet gun. It's not even extremely rare. It's impossible to get unless you've crafted it on directed mode. But that's going to do it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.